Hello adventurers, I'm Gray, and let's have a little heart-to-heart for a couple of minutes. This is the first in what I'm going to call GrayTalk, I believe, a series where I'm just going to talk about whatever I feel like, any sort of topic, and I often talk about random things in the Let's Play videos, but those can be quite long and you might miss them if you don't watch the entire series. So I figured it might be fun to do a series where I just talk about whatever I feel like in a completely separate, short little video. This one might be like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm not quite sure. It's unscripted, and the first topic here is going to be a little bit serious, and it is about school and what it's like doing YouTube while in graduate school, while trying to become a doctor, doing Let's Play videos, attempted on the daily, though it's not really working out that way right now, and how difficult it might be. So this one's a bit more serious, so it's just my face and all that type of stuff, and I also don't really have much time to record right now because of the topic of this video. It's finals week, and it's a difficult time right now. But future videos of this series will probably have some sort of gameplay in the background. So, for those who don't know, I am actually in graduate school. So I am 21 years old, I've recently turned 21, and by recently I mean within a month. So it's been less than a month since I turned 21. So I'm of legal drinking age in America, so I can now drink tea legally. Delicious tea. That's all I'm drinking. I don't feel like I'm 21. I still feel a lot younger, to be honest, and I'm sure it's partially because I'm one of the youngest people at my school. I'm actually the second youngest person there, I believe. I think there's someone else there who just turned 21 as well, who's a bit younger than I am. I went to graduate school when I was 20 years old, which is 2 years before most people get started. In fact, many people get started even later, like 24 years old or past that. Some people are 30, 40s at my school. But I went there when I was 20. I skipped 2 years because I got good grades, good GPAs in undergrad, and they accepted me 2 years early. They had a program at my school where you could do 2 years of undergrad and then go to graduate school for 1 year and get a bachelor's in pharmacy studies while counting towards graduate credit as well, towards your PharmD degree, your pharmacy doctor. And that was really nice because I'm trying to get through school quickly. I want to be able to support my family. Both my parents are pretty much retirement age. My dad is retired. My mom's getting up to that age, and she doesn't earn that much anyway because she's a waitress and they don't get paid that much. So I want to be able to support them right now, especially in this difficult time with this pandemic going around. Though by the time I graduate, that'll have passed 100%. So that's sort of irrelevant. But it's affecting my school right now for sure. It's making things quite difficult. And I just wanted to talk a bit about that. So, what's it like to do YouTube while trying to do graduate school? If I were to describe that, I'd just have to talk about graduate school in general and what it's like to be working towards becoming a doctor. Because I feel like it's not an experience that too many people have. Like, our class size is around 80. It's actually more around 70 now because we've lost people since the beginning of this year. That's about the average class size for our school. Some schools are larger, some schools are smaller. There's not too many people, though, who go through pharmacy programs each year compared to, like, the amount of people in America or in the world. And I feel I can give a little perspective on this. So, if you've been in college, if you've been an undergrad, it's kind of like that, except that sort of mixture of high school and way more difficult. And what I mean by that is, and this is speaking from an American perspective, I don't know what this is like in other countries, but in a full American perspective, like, in college, you kind of get to pick your own schedule, like an undergrad. You pick your schedule, you do what classes you want for your major, you pick times that work well for you, teachers that you want, you can research your teachers online and pick the good ones and all that type of stuff. And then you go to your classes on your own, and then you get what you can from it, and then you take the tests, right? And you do the homework online, generally. In graduate school, and at least at our school, the schedules are set for us. So we don't get to pick a schedule. We have classes that we have to take and teachers that have to teach them. We don't get to pick our teachers. So there are some teachers that people really like, some that people don't like that much. I've liked all the teachers as people. I've not loved all of their teaching styles. However, generally, they've been way better than undergrad teachers, I'll say. Like, I think even the worst teacher I've had here is better than, like, most of my undergrad teachers. So, which is nice. Like, hopefully that's to be expected from going to a graduate school program to become a doctor and all that. But it's sort of a mix with that and high school, because high school you have a set schedule as well, but it's way harder. So if I were to give sort of an outline of my schedule for every week, Of course, it depends on the semester. Last semester was more tight than this one, even though this semester has still been difficult. But generally, every day, I have class from around 8 a.m., or this semester's been 9 a.m., last semester was 8 a.m., until usually I'd say 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It differs per day, and whether or not we have lab on a certain day. On lab days, it goes from like 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and that's really exhausting. On days where we just have a couple of lectures, it can go from like 9 a.m. until maybe noon or 11 a.m., so those days aren't that bad. However, even if you have school for not that long, you have tons of homework to do every single day. You have lots of studying you need to do because we have tests generally twice a week. It could just be once a week, and on very rare occasions we don't have a test in a week. We have exam blocks that sometimes have tests, sometimes don't. And so we have to study constantly to be prepared for those every week, and we don't get any breaks until it's either winter break or summer break. And then in summer break we usually have rotations, which is going out to the field, getting some experience at an actual practice site. So for me, that would be a community pharmacy, which is our first year rotations. That's what we're going to do this summer, or at least I was going to do it this summer until it got canceled due to coronavirus, and we're still figuring out what to do with that. I mean, that just means that after my finals are done, which is tomorrow, I don't have anything else in the summer for school other than studying, which I am going to do a ton of this summer, because I am behind in one of my classes, and it's a long-term class, like over the course of several years, and I need to work on that. And it's rough. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of studying every single week, all the time. So you might be wondering, if you're studying all the time, if you're doing all this work, you're going out to have, what's it called, interprofessional experience, to have practice site experience, all this type of stuff, you're volunteering, you're doing all this club activities, because I've been very active in clubs at my school, which I'll talk about that in a moment. How are you doing YouTube? And the answer is barely. So my schedule for the last semester and this semester has gotten a little bit downhill around the end because of the finals, and I haven't really prepared that well for it. But usually I will record on the weekends, on like Saturdays, and then I'll edit them all on Sundays, just render them all out, and then I'll just have them ready to upload every day as I need to. 1 video for every weekday, so 5 videos a week, or 4 if I don't have anything for Wednesdays, which I've kind of cut out recently because, once again, I've been limited on time. And that's worked out well until I ran out of time to record on weekends because I was studying all the time. And that mostly happened whenever school went fully online due to coronavirus, because our school went fully online. So we had to meet with all our teachers on Zoom. We had lectures that were posted online we had to catch up on every week. We had exams and added homework. We had a lot more work we had to do now, because since everything was online, they figured we'd have more time to do it, so they just added on more things. And it just made it difficult. Plus, I've lost some motivation for studying and doing that type of stuff with school being online all the time. So it's been a whole semester of catching up, and YouTube's kind of gone downhill because of that. But I still love doing YouTube videos. I still love it. And while it might be a little bit crappy to be focusing on school and YouTube at the same time, I don't really hate it, because YouTube is kind of like a break for me. YouTube is a break from the stress and time-consuming studying that I'm doing all the time if I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Like, I don't play video games almost, like, that much outside of doing YouTube right now. Like, in the summer, I'll probably play a lot more. But in general, like, I don't play games during the school semester because I feel like I could be studying during that time, and it sort of picks on the back of my mind, and it's hard for me to focus and have fun playing games if I'm thinking about studying. But whenever I do YouTube videos on the weekends, that's like an excuse to play games, to record something, because I feel like there's another reason for it. Like, this is going on the YouTube channel, so I need to record this. And because of that, I can actually play something and take a little break for a little while from doing school stuff all the time. Like right after this recording, I'm going to be studying all night for an exam tomorrow morning, and I really want to do well on it, and it's going to be difficult. I'm going to do my best. But yeah, that's basically what it's been like to do YouTube for this past year. And don't worry, I'm not stressing out about it. I don't stress about much, which might not sound like it. Like, I like to vent about things, but at the same time, I don't really like stress really hard or anything like that. I just kind of go with it. Like, I do my best, and if something has to take a back seat, it's probably going to be YouTube compared to school. but I still want to keep YouTube going overall because I love YouTube. I love making videos. There's still a lot of YouTubers who I love watching, and honestly, I love video games as well, and I just want to do Let's Plays and things like that. The thing with my content is I know that the channel hasn't been growing that quickly, and it's been going faster than my old YouTube channel. Like, believe it or not, I've been doing YouTube for like 5 or 6, 7 years? I don't know, a long time. I've been doing it since 2013 on my old channel. And I ran the old channel for about 5 years, and this one for about 2 now. And this one's pretty much caught up to the old one in a much shorter time, 2 years compared to like 5. Like, I say caught up, it's like 300 subs, it's not too much. And I understand why. I'm not the best at doing YouTube. I don't really advertise that much, other than the Graytale stuff. I post that in the Graytale subreddit, so at least it gets some exposure there, and that's why Graytale videos get some more views. I want this to be a Graytale based channel, and so it has more of a coherent focus on that. But Graytale's not releasing until next year, and next year is going to be the most difficult year. Like, this coming year is going to be the most difficult year of my life, so I'm going to see how well that goes. Hopefully when that comes out, though, I can just do what I've always wanted to do and just record Let's Plays of Graytale. Like, do some mini games, play some custom maps, maybe get on with friends sometimes and do some survival, that type of stuff, adventure mode. I just want to record for fun, not have to do too much editing, and just, you know, get it up there so that whenever I'm having fun playing a game, you guys can enjoy it as well. And that's the whole goal here, to make it to that point. But I just want to talk about next year a little bit. So I'm not planning on quitting YouTube anytime soon. Just gonna go ahead and say that. I'm not planning on quitting YouTube. If it comes to it, it might have to take a break for a little while. Or I wish Graytale would come out sooner so I can get sort of a swing on that. So I can kind of get used to doing that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. We'll see how the channel goes over this next year. I don't plan on quitting though because I love doing YouTube videos and it's just something I do for fun. I don't care about making money. If I did, I would have stopped 5 years ago when I was making nothing on it. Okay? Capiche? But this next year is going to be the toughest year of my life. And just to go briefly into it, this has been a really good past year. And because of that, I've made next year really difficult. So I've been studying super hard this last year to try and get all A's, and it appears that I can do that. All A's the first year of graduate school, the first year of me trying to become a doctor. And I think that's fantastic. Like, I don't know how many people can say that. I don't think it's that many. Because it's tough. It is a tough course load, not gonna lie. And there were some close calls for getting all A's. Like last semester, there was a final exam I needed to get a 97 on to get an all A's in there. And I made a 100-page study guide in Word summarizing all of our documents, all of our PowerPoints throughout that class. And I studied that and managed to get the highest score in the class, which they curved up to a 100 because it was the highest score. So that was great. And then this semester, I have one class that I needed a 90 for an A, and I got a 90.15 as my final grade. So there's been some close calls. And that's a really tough class, by the way. It's one where I have to memorize 300 drugs and all of their details. And I don't know how I managed to get an A in that class, to be honest. The exam scores went downhill as the year went. That's the long-term class that I'm going to study over the summer. But I worked hard to try and get all A's, and also to learn as much as I could, and to grow myself as much as I could, in terms of my experiences, in terms of what I can do, and what I'm really pushing myself to try and explore. Because before I came to graduate school, I was never really active in that much at all. I wasn't active in much in high school. Like, I was in a lot of clubs, but I didn't do much in them. And then in college, like undergrad, I didn't do anything almost. Like, I just did schoolwork, and that's it. And then, like, I was like, I'm gonna push myself. It's a new school. No one knows me here from high school or anything like that. And it's a smaller class. I'm gonna get my name out. I'm gonna get the teachers to know me. I'm gonna get the students to know me. And I'm gonna do as much as I can so that everyone will know my face. And if I need a job in the future, everyone will be able to recommend me as being someone who tried their best and was really active in school. And through that, I now have, I believe, 7 roles for next semester, 7 leadership positions. And I think it's like 5 in organizations, so it's like secretary or director of communications in some organizations. I'm the treasurer in some organizations. I'm the historian, which is basically the creative person in some. I ran for president-elect of one of them, but I didn't get that one, but I didn't really want that one. I talked about that in a previous video. But I came in second place for it, so that was cool. And then I'm also president of our class for next semester. So that is a big one. That is a really, really big one that I never expected I'd be able to say, that I'm president of my graduate school class, of my doctor class. I like saying doctor because it makes me feel good. It's 100% tooting my own horn. But you know what? It's fun. I actually came in second for the presidency the first year of pharmacy school, so I managed to get it the second year. I ran against the guy who had it last semester, so I fought against, or last year, so I fought against the incumbent effect and managed to get it. And it's probably because I helped our class a lot this semester with the coronavirus stuff going on. Like, I'm very technologically inclined, I'm good with computers and stuff, so I was helping our class with a whole lot of problems they were having and helping teachers out as well. And everyone really appreciated that, which was nice. But yeah, I have so many different roles at my school, and I'm going to try and get all A's next year as well. Is it going to happen? Probably not, because the second year of pharmacy school is the hardest one. It is the hardest one. Everyone seems to agree that it is, and it has the toughest classes and the most classes, and it's where things really ramp up. Like, the third year is still hard, but not as hard as the second year. Like, the third year is about as difficult, but you're used to it at that point. Second year is going to be the really difficult year of pharmacy school, I think. And with these 7 positions, I don't know. It's going to be a huge time sink, and YouTube might end up taking a back burner. I'm going to go ahead and say I might need to bring it down to like maybe 2 videos a week, or maybe 3 or so, rather than even 5. I don't want to quit, though. I don't want to quit, and that's basically it. That's what I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to end it off like around here because I really need to study. I really need to get ready for the exam tomorrow. It went on a bit longer than I expected, but I had a little bit to discuss. More to discuss than I expected. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this little heart-to-heart here. I hope to see you all in more Gray Talks in the future. I'll see what topics I want to talk about. It'll probably be shorter than this one. But yeah, that's all for now. I hope to see you all on the next adventure.